please. Are we good to go? I think we're good to go. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is Operation Piss Off Mitch Marner time. The 2029-2030 season with your Calgary Flames, where our sole purpose is not to win the Stanley Cup. It kind of is. That would be nice. Our sole purpose is not to win the President's Trophy and then lose in 5 in the first round again. Although, let's be honest, that'll probably happen. Our target is to piss off Mitch Marner enough that he is going to be willing to waive his no movement clause so we can get rid of him. Again, not ideal to have to get rid of Mitch Marner. However, with the right wings that we have on the team, Silas Andrews, who is absolutely phenomenal, and Logan Stewart, who scored over 40 goals last year, yeah, we kind of got to get rid of Mitch Marner. We kind of got to get rid of him because I cannot afford to play one of these guys on the third line. You could argue... Oh, excuse me. That was horrific. A modified hiccup. You could argue, and I'm going to make this move preemptively, that the best move would be to play Mitch Marner on the third line with Pelletier and Kadri, and hopefully he still gets pissed off enough that he wants to leave, but in the meantime, we benefit from still having a really good player in our lineup. And if he doesn't get mad enough to leave, then hey, whatever. You know, we're still benefiting from the guys in the top 6 needing to be there and hopefully improving. But it is a very, very young top 6 from age 19 up to age 22 for James Hagens. It's promising. That won't piss him off enough. Probably not. But again, that means we still benefit from it, right? Right. Of course, the Grievas have made the team. The defense is still very solid, especially amongst the top 4. And in goal, Pyotr Andrianov and Harrison Boat Tiger. Old Boatiger. Ready to go. So I'm intrigued to see how we do this year. AHL, by the way, also good to go. Joe Aginla, he's right there on the cusp of making the NHL roster, but not yet. Not yet. So let us get down to business. We have games to win. I have an intern follow him around just saying, Mitchell. I mean, that's me. I'm the intern. Just trying to annoy the hell out of Mitch Marner so he'll leave. That is the plan. We have asked him to waive his no movement clause an ungodly amount of times with 0 success. Ty Murchison is on waivers. Top hat, thank you. I aim to please. Murchison is fine. Really got no reason to keep him or claim him. That's fine. Draft class this year. Anybody crazy? Yeah, Yves Phaneuf at the top. Georges Leblanc. Asher Huxley. Cameron Mink. And Pablo Wyman. Tremendous. Not to mention the GOAT, Dale Dingman. Sometimes the name generator works really well. We just lost 9-4 to Colorado. That's not a good sign. We need to be better than that. Please. Batal is out. All right. Well, we'll deal with that. We are not exactly off to a high-flying start. Kirill Kirsanov on waivers. 27-year-old defenseman. He is what he is, but we don't need him. We do not need him. I think it's 5-2 to start things off. Boatiger is hurt. Damn it. That is not ideal. We'll call up Alex Lyon. Why not? Have Alex Lyon be the backup. We should probably talk to Mitch. He's still showing up as a 95 overall. I mean, we can keep him. I'm intrigued to see how he's doing this season in that reduced role. I think he does still have some power play time because I think Ruck was going to have power play time. He's got 6 points in 9 games. His morale is dropping. His management happiness is in the gutter. All right, Mitch. Come on. Let's wave that clause, buddy. Goodbye, Mitch Marner. Whew. All right. Mission accomplished. Mitch. Mission. Mitch Marner's leaving the team, which is nice. We'll be able to deal him for a decent little haul here. And my God, he is valuable. But again, we need to run with the youth of the team. Here's the problem. Wow, that was easy. It's a little bit easy to get people to waive their no movement clause, especially if they're good and you know they want to win games. There might not be that top-notch player for us to go out and get right now. We might have to look at teams that have multiple first-round picks, yeah. I mean, because obviously like a Cale Makar trade isn't going to happen, and the problem is most players, it's like, hey, we have this guy. It's like, we already got somebody who's just as good, typically. So there's not going to be too much to do, but I do still want to look. Yeah, honestly, it's going to have to be for draft picks. I mean, if there is a medium elite out there that's a bit younger, I mean, I'm not seeing him. That isn't already like an 85 or higher. Demidov and Hudson looking good for the Habs. Trade Finder is going to be rough because it's going to offer me players that I don't want. That's why we're being a little bit more hands-on with this one. Yeah, it's going to have to be draft picks. It's going to have to be. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, maybe I'll send him back to Toronto. Well, the rule broke, apparently. Maybe I'll send him back to Toronto. Landon DuPont would be nice, but that is way too much value. Diorio, that's not going to happen either. Does kind of give people a look at the most valuable players on each team. I know we're going through it quickly, but obviously, at least it'll be there. I don't even know if the Leafs could afford him. Yeah. All right. Toronto. Yeah, you can't afford him. Not even close. Not even close. What if we finally send Mitch Marner to Columbus? What if that's the play? Man, they don't even have their own first-round pick this year. Ooh, the 1-8-1 Buffalo Sabres. Hello. Pittsburgh 2-6. Ooh, Mitch Marner. Reunite him with Kyle Dubas. 2-6-0 for Pittsburgh. Ooh, Ottawa. Pittsburgh, Ottawa. Wouldn't go Nashville or LA. Pittsburgh, Ottawa, Buffalo. Buffalo can't afford him. Ottawa, I don't think could afford him either, could they? Ottawa could. Mitch Marner to Ottawa would be a good time. We would have to take back a random skater. Trading Mitch, indeed. All right, so no matter what, we would have to take back a deal here. Marner to Pittsburgh. Good work. Good work. Who do we want to take back? Probably a defenseman. Just some dude on an expiring deal. Perfect. There you go. Marner for Skula. Perfect. Perfect. Actually. Okay. No, I wanted to double check the cap. We'll still be fine. We'll still be fine, thankfully. I was wondering if this would put us into a little bit of cap trouble, but it's not. So if we look at multiple first-round picks, you didn't know that this group interested in buying the Titans moving. I was saying I did. I like the old Acadie Bathurst Titan. I highly doubt this goes through, but man, if Pittsburgh would give me 3 first-rounders, I'd be pretty happy with it. What if I safety net it with a 3rd? Mitch Marner is on his way to Pittsburgh for their next 3 first-round picks. You play shootouts, I did not. Shout out to B4 on the 4 months. There goes Mitch Marner. Mitch, thank you for your time here. But with the development of Andrews and Stewart, it was time to see him go. It was time. I do regret that signing. Fitzhenry, by the way, has developed puck on a string. 7 points in 9 games. Not too bad. Let's see. Let's drop down Dylan for now. Strassel's fine. Ranked top 5 in the world for shootouts. That's impressive, given that there's probably only 5 people that play online shootouts. Pretty sick, dog. All right, let's see. Right wing side. Dylan, welcome to the power play, buddy. Sadly for Dubas, the NHL doesn't have a Stepien rule. It sure doesn't. I wonder if Kyle Dubas will still be the GM of the Penguins in 2029. I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Sidney Crosby will probably still be playing. Just because I don't think he's going to be able to let go of the game of hockey. He's going to Tom Brady it. But, all right. Hell of a deal for Mitch Marner. Again, still sucks to get rid of him, but to move on from a 32-year-old and get multiple first-round picks is pretty good. And the Penguins immediately placed Andrew Mangiapane on waivers as a result of that deal, but we do not need him. So, sorry to old Mangiapane. We're not going to be bringing you back to Calgary. So, let's see. Boediger is healthy. The old boat tiger. Shit. All right, this is because Skula's on the roster. Let's send it down. Unless Dubas gets fired, to still be there. His contract was for 7 years. Jumps, first and foremost. Hello, how are you? Secondly, I mean, that's kind of the thought, right? Is that he could get fired. So, especially, too, because I can't help but think the Penguins are probably going to want to make a change, right? Like, Kyle Dubas' goal is to try and win one more before key players retire. And I don't know. I just have this hunch, and shout out to Ace Boy for 58 months. I have this hunch that it's going to be like, well, we can't let him rebuild after he exhausted, assets to try and win. Now we can't keep him around now, How could we do that? Liam Ruck, did we have a goal for the year for you? We didn't. Get Ruck on the 4th line. I am intrigued to see if that defense is holding up and if the offense is able to kind of do their job too. I'll go best lines in the AHL. There we go. Finally won a cup in a Utah franchise on the back of my goalie. The double 90 overall goalies you were talking about last night, huh? Fair enough. We are 10-3-1 despite the Marner trade. I think we're going to be able to go straight to January here and to see how the team is doing. We still look like a pretty well-oiled machine, though. But injuries, of course, can stop that. How the Grieve is doing, haven't looked yet, but I don't care. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're staying. Maybe. Oliver Bonk is on waivers. 24 years old, the medium, Sure. We'll claim Oliver Bonk. That's fine. Paulie, what's up, man? I had Dustin Wolf in a 92. Couldn't stop a beach ball. Yeah, that is still a problem with this game. High-rated goalies are not guaranteed to play that much better than who you already have, which is still frustrating. I mean, I guess you could argue it's somewhat realistic, but Thomas Kolzig has adjusted to be a two-way forward, so he gets a +1 in defensive awareness, shot blocking, and stick checking. Very nice, Mr. Kolzig. We're going to have a few others, I believe. Jeff Dillon is also now a two-way. Very nice, Jeffrey Dillon. Good old Joffrey Dillon. Also gets a couple of +1s in there. Ruck did get called up specifically to play with the Grievous. Henry Brustowitz is now a defensive defenseman. Very nice, Henry. Defensive awareness, shot blocking, and stick checking get a slight boost. Some old head coach should make it his goal to be on as many different team payrolls at the same time. There's a couple of them that are in that conversation. Nolan Fitzhenry has added left wing to his repertoire. Very nice, Nolan. That means the top six is exactly as it needs to be. We're going to hear from Hagens in a minute. Christoph Kopitz does not adjust to, I think it was right wing that we were setting him to. He's an AHLer, though. We'll have plenty of time to get him to what we need him to be. And that is that. Okay. Player type is Ruck. He is a playmaker. The fourth line, we have a two-way sniper playmaker combination with the Grievas and Ruck. Injury to Logan Stewart. He'll be out for a week. Okay. Not bad. Brustowitz gets hurt down in with the Wranglers. Let's take a look at that draft class since we have the Penguins pick. No franchise player this year. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's get Dylan out of there again. We're going to go to January 1st before we take a look at some of the stats on the season. So Maciej Skula gets hurt as well. A lot of injuries down in the AHL so far this year. But we still have a good record. There's James Hagens. Didn't want to switch to left wing, so it's a good thing that Fitzhenry did. See, Malkin is in the lead for points right now. I did, which is kind of nuts. But also, I mean, it's super, super early, you know? Super, super early. 2 drafts in a row without a franchise. It is on low draft class quality, but I mean, the medium elites are still really good. So, especially when you're using a roster file like the one that we're using that has a lot of added in prospects, there's no reason, my opinion, to use anything other than low class quality. Plenty of good players in as it is. And, wow. 21, 9, and 5. For the Calgary Flames, we are 12th in goals for, but 3rd in goals against. 6th best power play, 2nd best penalty kills. So we could use a little bit of extra depth scoring, which doesn't surprise me. But let's take a look at how the boys are doing. Silas Andrews has gone X Factor with gold, puck on a string. Unreal. So Nolan Fitzhenry, ooh. That is disappointing. 24 points in 35 games. He had 40 goals last year. He is not doing well compared to what he should be capable of. He is not doing well. Barzy, we were able to move Marner. 3 first-round picks from the Penguins. James Hagens, 8 goals, 29 assists. Very happy with that. Closer to an assist per game that he is, the better. And then Silas Andrews, 13 goals, 14 assists, 27 points. I don't know how to feel about all that. I don't know how to feel about that. A little bit disappointed. Colin Potter, 4 goals, 24 assists. Very nice. 7 and 12 for Batal, which is, it's not great. And then not just 9 goals, 14 assists for Logan Stewart. Our big-time goal scorers that we're banking on have not been big-time goal scorers so far this season. That's disappointing. Pelletier, I mean, dude, he's crushing it. 24 points. Kadri, 20 points, 16 assists at 39 years old. And then Vaclav Nestrassel has had a pretty damn good season so far with 10 goals. Gustavs Griva, 9 points. 5 with a -2 for Richards Griva. We need to swap the Grivas, actually. And then 10 points, 7 goals for Liam Ruck, even though he's supposed to be a playmaker. I mean, we're playing really well. It's just that Fitzhenry and Stewart are not scoring like they need to. Defensively, Parekh, 19 points in 35 games. Rasmus Andersson has been more than worth it. He's gone X Factor as well. As gold, send it. That Rasmus Andersson contract is a steal, but it is the last year of that deal. It's a bit concerning. Gail Nielsen, 12 points, even rating. That's okay. 3 points, 41 pims for Kessler. 8 points, plus 12 for Grushnikov. 6 points for Wong. Okay. And then in goal, Andrianov, 917 in 28 games. Not bad. Bodiger, when he has played, has been stellar. Okay. And Jeff Dillon, when he's played, hasn't been particularly good, but he's just a depth forward. So it does come down to the fact that we have some top-notch snipers who are not sniping. That's going to need to change if we are going to have success this season. Let's head to February. Why have I been in chat for almost 10 days? Because you love me or you hate yourself. Probably somewhere in between, right? Huberdeau's got, we were able to get rid of Huberdeau a couple of seasons in. He was willing to waive his no movement clause. That was when we had a different crop of younger talent kind of stepping up. And then, of course, now we have even more young talent that continue to step up. So, good to see Brad Marchand back on the ice, by the way. Love to see it. Love to see it. We've had an okay month so far. Record's still looking good, but man, we have some competition in this division this year. There are the haves and the have-nots. Big time. Dakota Mermis, I forgot we even had you signed. What's Anderson's contract ask? We are going to look very, very soon. 28, 14, and 7. Second in our division. 14th in goals for, second in goals against. So our defense and goaltending is still tremendous. Our offense is still kind of mid compared to what it should be. Yeah, I mean, you can see like Anaheim's terrible this year. I mean, this division's not particularly close. 3 teams on 61 points already. At least 61 points. Fitzhenry has developed, that's Crease Crasher, isn't it? No, it's Close Quarters, even better. Amborn leader. 18 goals for Nolan Fitzhenry now. Not a particularly amazing month when he's scoring. He's scoring in bunches. Man, there have been some droughts in his game so far. Stewart has Silver Snipe, 16 goals now for Logan. We look at how he did in the past month. Again, he's a little bit more consistent. Oh, great. Does that player still have 2 third eyes? Yes, he does. He sure does. Still a little bit disappointed here, but there's nothing else to change unless we wanted to. I mean, technically, I don't really want to drop Silas Andrews off that line, but we could go and then hopefully keep people happy. Potter, Hagen, Stewart, Fitzhenry, Bethal, Andrews. I am going to try it. We have to keep a close eye on the second line wingers because they might end up getting upset about the fact that they're on the second line. But then again, Stewart's been playing second line all season. He's feeling fine. So we're looking good there. Best lines in the AHL again. Let's get that answer about Rasmus Andersson. Let's get that answer. Actually, in general, a lot of RFAs. Andersson being a UFA. Okay. Well, we have a bit of a problem on our hands because Rasmus Andersson is looking to cash out. In terms of expiring deals, Parekh is going to have to be signed again. He wants 11. If I could get him for 2 years, that would be great. But again, he is counting down the days that he can leave this organization, clearly. Now, the good thing is we have a boatload of money to use. Stewart, he's doing the same thing. He wants to get out from underneath our contract control as soon as possible. It's going to make some of these negotiations difficult. And then Cullen Potter, former Rookie of the Year. Yep, same thing. All these guys are looking to get out from underneath team contract control as soon as possible. So there is a chance Rasmus Andersson comes back. But we are not going to know for sure until later on. Again, we are just barely cap compliant. Andersson has unbelievable trade value. There is an argument over trading Rasmus Andersson for a proper top pair left-hand defenseman. There is that argument. Top two, left hand. And these would be the guys. Off of age, we'd be looking at either Luke Hughes, Lane Hudson, or Pavel Mintyukov. Is there anybody else who's relatively close? He does have a no movement clause. We'd have to get him to waive it. It is a big if. Voinov. 89 overall at 20 years old. Defensive defenseman to go alongside Zane Parekh. Igor Voinov. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, that would be Voinov and picks. That is not bad at all. There's also Nielsen, who's already ours. Let's inquire. This would allow Parekh to move back to his proper side. Voinov is pure defensive defenseman. He's got a decent shot, decent passing, but his attribute, or his overalls, come from the physical attributes, which are outstanding. Rasmus, are you willing to waive that no movement clause? I doubt it, but no. So yeah, we're going to have to figure out what's up. You could argue, let's try to scratch Andersson and piss him off to get him to waive. But there's no way we're paying him $12 million. At least for a multi-year contract, we could do a 1-year deal with whatever money we have left over once we have our RFAs signed. But again, if we could move Parekh over and get another proper left-handed defenseman on this roster, that would be a positive for us too. Andersson's been great, but he is 33 years old. Similar spot to when we traded Mackenzie Weegar. And again, Parekh is an OFD still. I think we're going to bring in Bonk for the moment. And we are going to see if we can piss off Rasmus Andersson, which is risky. Very, very risky. Especially in the position that we're in right now of being a really good team. I can't talk to Rasmus yet about waiving his clause again. We'll see. We'll see. Because if we can use him to get a replacement, there's really no reason not to. you know? Like, we could definitely keep him long term, but if we can use him to get a replacement while his value is that high, think about the team a little bit long term. Still can't talk to him. It might be once a month that you can ask a player to waive their no movement because it's not coming back for him. He's already sat out a fair amount of games here too, and we're still doing well without him. Funny enough. Still can't talk to him about it. Well, we'll keep going then. But I'm fairly confident that we'd be making the right move to deal him instead, because we wouldn't even necessarily be weakening the team that much. You know? I think we're going to have to wait until next month. Almost undefeated since the scratch, right? All right, didn't mean to do that. We got Edmonton coming up, which is always a tough task. 31 wins for the Wranglers, by the way, so they're on a pretty good pace in terms of pushing for the playoffs again. As the Oilers continue to give us some trouble. We beat them 6-3. That brings us to March. Still can't... Ooh, boy, I don't remember what day I talked to Anderson. Uh-oh. Am I going to be able to talk to Anderson about waiving his no movement clause before the deadline? I don't know if I am. Damon Severson's on waivers. You don't say. With a contract like that. No, thank you. Do not need the boat anchor. This might come down to deadline day itself. I don't know if we're going to be able to ask Anderson before that, because normally it'll pop up like, hey, discuss clause and everything. So let's go to the deadline. Let's go. We've seen that this team can do well without Anderson as well, which is very promising. Michael Bunting is the top dog available during the trade deadline, followed by Logan Stankoven and Patrick Laine. Let's go talk to Minnesota. I really like the looks of that younger defenseman. Will Anderson waive his no movement clause? No, he will not. Okay. All right. Well, that's decided then. Rasmus Anderson is staying, which is still good news for our team this season, but long term kind of sucks. I can't imagine there's a single trade I'll be making here outside of, like, we got a couple of younger guys we could flip out of here, but we know the team is crushing it. We have no reason to change anything. The value, oh my God, the value of Pittsburgh's first. We have 4 first-round picks right now, by the way, because of some of the trades that we've made, including the Mitch Marner trade to Pittsburgh. How are the Penguins doing? Oof. And they're trying to get rid of Bunting. Not bad. Welcome to NetherRealm. I prefer Out Realm. Give me the old Mortal Kombat. Or even Earth. Actually, was it Outworld, not Outrealm? It was Outworld, which was a realm within Mortal Kombat.
Highly unnecessary.
Shout out to Jay Marty on the 44 months.
He's been asked to leave the ball game for ruining a good
Asked for work by Dubas, right? We have nothing to change here. Nothing at all. It's like we got nothing at all. Nothing at all. Actually, you know what? I'll stay over here because we will see what moves happened at the deadline, but our move is keeping Rasmus Anderson. Connor Clifton is on waivers, and sure, we'll claim him. Why not? Give us more depth. No problem. We'll send down Alex Lyon. We will keep Bonk and Clifton. I don't think we have anybody. No, we don't have anybody else to send down. Cool. Well, we will welcome Rasmus Andersson back into the lineup. And, let's take out Oliver Bonk and welcome back Rasmus. Sorry for playing hardball with you, but you're back now, and that's what matters. Obviously, we're going to have some season stats to look at in a second here as well. Let's see. Activity feed. What happened at the deadline? Chikrin's off to Edmonton. Brennan Othman is a Canuck. So Valimaki involved in a deal. Let's see. Any other big names? Vitek Vanacek to Chicago. Not exactly a big name. Rangers are definitely making moves. Spike Byers. Awesome name. Sonny Milano's off to Vegas. Maverick Lamoureux deal to Nashville. Detroit gets Isaac Howard. Tyler Toffoli goes to Florida as he keeps bouncing around the league. Stan Coven to Vancouver. So the Rangers made a lot of moves. The Canucks made a couple of moves. Philip Hronek to Dallas. Charlie Stramel to Buffalo. Dylan DeMello to the Bruins. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Like an Austin Matthews type player was moved at the deadline. We are 9th in goals for per game. 3rd in goals against. 7th best power play. And the top penalty kill in the NHL. Let's see how the boys are doing here. Cullen Potter, former Calder winner. Perfect. 4 goals, 43 assists. At least in terms of the goal to assist ratio. That's what we want to see from him. He does not know how to shoot a puck, but he can pass the goddamn thing. I would like to see him have more points, though, given that he's in the top 6. So, Let's see. Hagens, 14 goals, 45 assists. Still a little bit disappointed in his point total as well. As Logan Stewart. Every time we commit to a sniper, every time, they immediately see their production drop. It happened with Andrew Basha. I mean, it's happened time and time again. Miserable season by the standard that Logan Stewart should have. You ever consider doing a franchise where every contract you sign has to have a full no movement clause? No, because you're right. That wouldn't be a nightmare. That wouldn't be a challenge. That would be a nightmare. Could be done, but it would suck. Also, you couldn't technically do it for everyone because then you couldn't field an AHL team. You know? Nolan Fitzhenry, 24 goals, but again, he had 40 last year. Shooting percentage is down 5.7%. Is the coaching strategy for the first line hindering the snipers? No, because you had Stewart on the first line last year, did you not? Let's see, Fitzhenry's still happy. Let's see, Bethal, 13 and 24. It's not amazing. And 22 and 26 for Silas Andrews. Morale-wise, he's still happy too. So it's tough to say, like, oh, coach change when we're one of the best teams in the league, but maybe. Pelletier is crushing it for a third liner. He is so good. 39-year-old captain Nazem Kadri still looking awesome. And the Strassel, 22 points, pretty good. Richard Skriva, not bad. Gustavs has been pretty damn good. And 21 points for Liam Ruck this year. So again, we're a good team. We just need Fitzhenry and Stewart to wake up. That's what it comes down to. Defensively, Zane Parekh, 40 points in 64 games. He is going to want all of the money. And of course, when Rasmus Andersson has played, he has been good. Gail Nielsen, 18 points, -1. 5 points for Kessler this season, our enforcer. Grushnikov's been pretty good. Alex Wong's been pretty good as well. Okay. Not bad. And then for the goalie is Bodiger with a tremendous stat line. 17 appearances, 12 wins, a 928 save percentage. Pyotr Andrianov has been pretty damn good as well. Again, it's really tough to justify any sort of change to the team, like in terms of coaching, when the team is performing as well as they are. Very tough to justify. That would be a very this channel thing, is to make a change like that when we're winning as much as we are. The funny thing is, Farmer's an offensive coach. Dude, he's got A+ across the board. I mean, I could technically put Bolt in there, but he's the guy. I mean, at best, I could hold a meeting, and it would only be a temporary game plan for Farmer. Okay. Let's sim it out. We are currently in first in our division. It is, at this point, a 2-horse race between us and Vegas for this division title. First time we've had an elite goalie actually play like it. Well, thanks for jinxing it, Schizoid. Oh, it's going to be all your fault. When it turns, and it will, especially in the playoffs, I am going to throw you under the bus as fast as I can. As fast as I can. Cullen Potter will be roughed up for about a week. 41 wins could be back-to-back years of at least 50 wins for the team this year. And 4 first-round picks in the books. It's nice to know we can still build a super team that can never win. That hasn't changed. Definitely going to have to start doing some challenges, though, where we have more restrictions than we do. We knew that'd be coming, though. Whether or not we're going to do like a Nations United after this, Draft of Glory, we'll see. Free agent only would be a fucking nightmare because of the clauses. There's a lot of options. Ooh, 3 losses in a row. All right, let's choke away that division title, fellas. We know the President's Trophy was cursed. 4 losses in a row. We don't want no 50-plus win season. Logan Stewart goes down to injury. This is perfect. Nice little end-of-season tank. We have clinched a playoff spot, though. Yet again. Another run like Nashville. That was a very polarizing series with the amount of involvement that Chad had. James Hagens is hurt as well. That was very polarizing on the YouTube side. They did not. Some people did not like Chad's involvement. Well, the good thing is we know that we can win without him. Rasmus Anderson's season is done. His tenure in Calgary might just be done. That is a rough loss just prior to the end of the season.